Hello guys, and welcome to the start of today's video. Also, I am so sorry that I took another hiatus. I swear to you, it was not planned. I had planned on editing everything before, and then my mom went back to the hospital, and then my boyfriend came for my birthday, and I feel like I'm ranting already at the beginning of this video. But we are back, we're here. I have something that's scheduled to go live tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have this one go live on Wednesday. But I hope you guys had a relaxing June, and it's almost the end of July. Summer is just flying, and I am not here for it, even though I do love the fact that autumn slash like the whole fall vibe does start really early in Florida, especially if you live close to the theme parks like I do. It's kind of amazing the fact that we get to like celebrate it for a whole extra a month. I feel like I'm ranting and raving at the beginning of this video, but anyway guys, I hope that you guys had a wonderful June, and I hope that you will stick around for this video even after this really long introduction that should not have been this long. I also apologize for the mess. I've been traveling off and on over the next few weeks, so like I just got back from my boyfriend's sister's wedding, and that was great and it was wonderful, but we had like events literally packed for like a week straight, and so I'm back. Took me a while to get back into the swing of things. Work has been nuts. Yeah. But without further ado, my name is Alex. We talk about everything books, Marvel, all kinds of like nerdy stuff on here. So if you're into that kind of thing, go ahead and click that subscribe button or follow along and like this video for more content from me. But let's get into it. So I have a very much anticipated series that I was hoping to complete. A video I was hoping very much to complete a lot earlier on in the month of June. Maybe in June were like the Ana Huang months. I don't know what happened, but like that's literally I feel like all I read, and then I ended up in a really bad slump because of it, because I really like Anna's characters and her writing style, and they're just really easy to get into. They're great. They have really nice dynamic characters, and yeah, this series made me feel a lot like, probably feel the most like love for a series since probably the Formula One series, like the Dirty Air series from Lauren Asher. That's one of my top favorite series of all time. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about, I'm sure you guys already know, the Twisted series by Ana Huang. Oh you guys, we will get to my favorite couple, but without further ado, let's introduce the first one. So Twisted Love is by Ana, and this is based on Alex and Ava, and Alex is literally like the grumpiest of the grumpy. He is able to really like, he has like like, it's not a photographic memory, I forget what he calls it, and he can remember like literally every detail, and he has a lot of traumatic events that have happened to him in his past that I'm not gonna get into because you'll get into them in the book, and I don't want to make a huge spoiler for you guys. But he is a very complex character. I gotta be honest with you, I started this series, especially Twisted Love, back in 2021, I want to say, and I didn't love Alex. Some of the smutty scenes were a little bit, I'm not into the like degrading kind, like the whole like you're, you know, blankety blank blank blank. I'm not gonna get into it. It's just not my vibe, so I kind of like stopped when it got to those parts, and I'm really mad at myself for doing that because it was such a good book. Like after you push kind of past that and then you get to delve more deeper into their relationship, it was really good. So let me kind of describe the back. Oh, and Anna is very much sunshine, so it's very grumpy sunshine. He's a billionaire. It's a billionaire trope. Anna's a photographer. But yeah, let me read you the back and then we can get on to the next one in the series. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking about Alex and Ava for like the next 20 minutes. I cannot talk today, guys. I'm so sorry. So it says, Alex Volkov is a devil blessed with the face of an angel and cursed with a past he can't escape. Driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance leave little room for matters of the heart. But when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, oh, that's the other thing, it's best friend's brother trope. He starts to feel something in his chest, a crack, a melt, a fire that could end his world as he knew it. Ava Chen is a free spirit trapped by nightmares of a childhood she can't remember. But despite her broken past, she's never stopped seeing the beauty in the world, including the heart beneath the icy exterior of a man she shouldn't want. her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen, but when it does, it unleashes secrets that can destroy them both and everything they hold dear. So that is Alex and Ava. They're the first couple in the book. Then we're going to get into the next, oh, and these are all like a group of friends. So like, it's like those, kind of like if you read like The Deal by Elle Kennedy and the Briar U Campus series, it's all different couples within that same friend group, which is like one of my favorite things ever. But moving on to the next couple, we have Bridget and Rise. Now, let me just say, Twisted Games is everybody's favorite book in this series. So I expected it to be my favorite. Shocker, it was not. I really liked the trope of this. It's bodyguard and princess. Bridget is in Ava's circle of friends from college, and Rise becomes her new bodyguard after her other one goes out on paternity leave for his new newborn baby. So I didn't really I get the fascination with Rise, but he just doesn't do it for me, guys. Like, he's not, I mean, he's a very great guy. He's very uncomplicated. Well, he has like issues, but it's not like to the effect of like the other ones, I would say, kind of. But I don't know, he's not my favorite. I did like this book, but this was the one that I feel like I struggled to get through the most. Not gonna lie, I know that's a really big shocker for most of you, but I'm not a Rise girl. We'll get to who my favorite is, which I was genuinely shocked. But let me read you the back of Bridget and Rise's book. Stoic, broody, and arrogant elite bodyguard Rise Larson has two rules. Protect his clients at all costs. Do not become emotionally involved, ever. He has never once been tempted to break those rules. Until her. Bridget von Ashburg, a princess with a stubborn streak that matches his own and a hidden fire that reduces his rules to ash. She's nothing he expected and everything he never knew he needed. Day by day, inch by inch, she breaks down his defenses until he's faced with the truth he can no longer deny. He swore an oath to protect her, but all he wants is to ruin her, take her. Because she's his princess, his forbidden fruit, every depraved fantasy. Regal, strong-willed, and bound by the chains of duty, Princess Bridget dreams of the freedom to live and love as she chooses. But when her brother abdicates, she's suddenly faced with the prospect of a loveless, politically expedient marriage and a throne she never wanted. And as she navigates the intricacies and treacheries of her new role, she must also hide her desire for a man she can't have. Her bodyguard, her protector, her ultimate ruin. Unexpected and forbidden, theirs is a love that could destroy a kingdom and doom them both. That is Bridget and Rise. There's a ton of book talk videos dedicated to just them as a couple. But without further ado, we are going to go and get on to the next book, because otherwise this video will be 100 years long if I keep talking about every couple in detail. This one. This is the couple that I found in the other books, because they kind of foreshadow it, the most annoying in the other books. And I thought, there is literally no way that these two are going to be my favorites. No way. Absolutely not. Boy, was I wrong. The third in the series, Twisted Hate, is Josh and Jules' story. Josh is Ava's brother, so you see him in the first book. Jules is another one of her, they're all like Ava's college friends, basically. It's like that whole group, like the four of them. And Josh is best friends with Alex. Obviously, brother best friend trope in the first one. I never expected to love them as much as I do, but the freaking banter in this book between the two of them, off the charts. I could not put this down. I started this on a flight. I think it was going to see my boyfriend. I read all these digitally, by the way, and then I bought the copies, the hardcover copies, because, or physical copies, not hardcover. Because I love them this much, and because they're just so beautiful. Anna Huang makes the most beautiful covers, so I feel like I have to have them. But yeah, I loved their story. Like, Josh and Jules forever. Like, unexpected. I had no, guys, literally out of all of them, I was like, there is no freaking way. I cannot. And this is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen this, Summer of I Turned Pretty, like the season 2, like stop right here. They totally, and I didn't see it before until someone mentioned it, Taylor and, oh my god, what is Belly's brother's name? Why am I blanking? I'll put it down below because I literally am like, cannot think. they totally give off Josh and Jules energy this season, and someone mentioned it in TikTok and I was like, nah. And then I watched a few more episodes and I'm like, oh my god, they do. And sometimes I feel like I'm more invested in that story than I am in Belly's story. I know that's Belly's like the whole story of this, like, you know, the summer I turned pretty, but guys, let me tell you. All right, now that we are back from my tangent, let's go ahead and read my favorite couple's cover. So, gorgeous, cocky, and fast on his way to becoming a hotshot doctor, Josh Chen has never met a woman he couldn't charm, except for Jules Ambrose. The beautiful redhead has been a thorn in his side since they met, but she also consumes his thoughts in a way no woman ever has. When their animosity explodes into one unforgettable night, he proposes a solution that'll get her out of his system once and for all. An enemies with benefits arrangement with simple rules. No jealousy, no strings attached, and absolutely no falling in love. Outgoing and ambitious Jules Ambrose is a former party girl who's focused on one thing, passing the attorney's bar exam. But the more she gets to know him, the more she realizes there's more than meets the eye to the man that she's hated for so long. Her best friend's brother, her nemesis, and her only salvation. Theirs is a match made in hell, and when the demons from their past catch up with them, they're faced with truths that could either save them or destroy everything they've worked for. I don't know what it is about Josh. I think part of it is the fact that he is a doctor, and the way he describes, and this is not a spoiler, they kind of get into it, the way he kind of deals with the fact that he literally sees death all the time. I thought that Anna did a really good job of like describing that and kind of talking about, you know, we talked about it before with the COVID-19 pandemic, how it's not normal for you to see that much death. And it's not normal for doctors and nurses to have to go through that and not talk about it. And I think that we do a really bad job as a society of kind of not talking about it. And thankfully we're trying to kind of come out of that, but I still see it because my mom does go back and forth in and out of the hospital, unfortunately, for pneumonia. But I just really liked Josh in that regard and his vulnerability with talking about that. That's not a spoiler, by the way, they get into that. I won't like delve into the whole conversations or anything that happens, but it is a recurrent theme in here. And I love the fact that, I think enemies to lovers is one of my favorite tropes because someone mentioned the fact that like someone who sees literally all your worst traits and they still choose to love you, because I think in today's world, if we see the worst of someone, we just kind of penalize them and don't really kind of question like why or if you can help or, you know, that kind of thing. But these two, I don't even think I can do them justice, but reading their stories, I teared up a few times. I didn't want it to end. I kind of dragged on the last little bit, not gonna lie. Not because it wasn't a good story, but because I didn't want to leave them. I literally didn't want to leave them as a couple. I didn't want to, I couldn't. I didn't want to leave. I was like, I know, I need to stay in this book. I love these two. I want more stories from Josh and Jules. And that is the key to a good book. So this one is my favorite. I will do a whole ranking at the end. Josh is my book boyfriend out of this series. I would pick him hands down above all the other ones, which is weird because normally I'm not into the cocky, smart mouth, like kind of guy. That's not my guy. Very Peter Parker coded. I mean, okay, Peter Parker is a smart ass, but typically I don't really go for like the Joshes of the world for books purposes. I really loved him. But so we don't keep talking about just Josh. Let me move on to the next one. And the final book in the series. Ooh, sorry, thought my cover was coming undone. So this is Twisted Lies. This is between Stella and Christian. This one was my most anticipated one that they teased kind of throughout the series. I was like, oh man, maybe they'll compete with Josh and Jules. This one honestly fell a little flat for me. Probably the flattest in the whole series, which I was kind of surprised at. I didn't really, it wasn't like my thing. It wasn't like Christian, like Stella kind of to me was just like, she was interesting, but she wasn't like captivating. I wasn't really drawn to their relationship. At times I felt this was a little long and a little drawn out, if I'm being completely honest. Christian didn't really do too much for me. He's not, I didn't get that. Sorry Siri. Christian didn't really do it for me for book boyfriend purposes. He just wasn't my thing. But I'll read you the back for this one. Charming, deadly, and smart enough to hide it, Christian Harper is a monster dressed in the perfectly tailored suits of a gentleman. He has little use for morals and even less use for love, but he can't deny the strange pull he feels towards the woman living just one floor below him. She's the object of his darkest desires, the only puzzle he can't solve, and when the opportunity to get closer to her arises, he breaks his own rules to offer her a deal she can't refuse. Every monster has their weakness. She's his obsession, his addiction, his only exception. Sweet, shy, and introverted despite her social media fame, Stella Alonso is a romantic who keeps her heart in a cage. Between her two jobs, she has little time or desire for a relationship. But when a threat from her past drives her into the arms and house of the most dangerous man she's ever met, she's tempted to let herself feel something for the first time in a long time. Because despite Christian's cold nature, he makes her feel everything when she's with him, passionate, protected, truly wanted. Theirs is a love twisted with secrets and tainted by lies, and when the truths are finally revealed, they could shatter everything. I will say that the plot in this is very good. This is a stalker plot in it. It's very interesting how they dealt with that and the whole like social media aspect of it. That part was riveting, but overall their relationship just, it wasn't really it for me. Didn't really do too much. So without further ado, I'm going to rank these and then talk about the series as a whole and kind of where, which I think Anna's going to do a spin-off on these. I think that was the rumor about their kids. God, I hope so. Please, for the love of God. Anyway, so ranking, as you already know, Twisted Hate is number 1 in the series for me. Josh and Jules, just absolutely, I couldn't put them down. I loved it. Just addicted. Next, which one kind of surprised me, is Twisted Love. This is also the smallest in the series. Sorry, I just got a bunch of notifications on Instagram. Apologies. This one was my actual second favorite. I kind of like how Alex melted in this, and to be honest with you, I think his was the biggest redemption arc out of all of the boys. I just think that the way that he turned around and turned his perception and the way he adjusted himself for Ava, he won a lot of points in my book. So Alex is my second book boyfriend, so I love the two of them. So it's kind of weird because it's kind of like the OGs, but still. Third would probably be Bridget and Rise. I do like them. Like I said, they're not my favorite couple, but I do think that there is a lot of tender moments between them. There's a lot of cute sneaking around, kind of gives you Vampire Diary vibes of like trying to find a husband, not husband, trying to get around the law, and I really liked that. And there's a couple of vulnerable scenes with Stella, not Stella, I'm sorry, that's the other one. Bridget talking about blaming herself for lots of things, and I have a tendency to do that, so I did relate to her in that regard, so that's why this one is number 3. And then coming in last, I think you guys already know, is Twisted Lies. This is Stella and Christian's book. It didn't hit it for me. I found it a little bit long, a little bit lengthy, and their relationship just I couldn't relate to it as much. But yeah, that is the Twisted series, guys. This is, hold on, I don't know if I can, see if I can hold all these at the same time. Yeah, this is the series. I have been trying to get through these like really quickly so that I could read all of them for you. I really like them, like I said. They have some merch on Etsy for these that I am going to pick up. Like one of them is like a Volkov real estate sweatshirt and a couple other things. And I just really love them. I think they're a great couple. I loved this world. I'm very sad to be outside of the world now. Yeah, I really hope that, I'm sorry, I was like dying of thirst. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it kind of gave you a in-depth perspective on the books and the characters themselves. I know that the Twisted series has been around for a while, so if you've already read it and you know, please let me know in the comments below who your favorite couple is, because I'd like to see the dynamics. I also love all of the TikToks that people make of Josh and Jules. It's one of my favorite things ever to watch is those. They're harder to find, you know, sometimes when people make those, but I do really like watching them. But those are my favorites. I really love the Twisted series. It now holds a special place in my heart, and I think of it fondly, and I kind of remember it wistfully, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could go back to that universe. And I haven't felt that way about a series in a long time, so that was kind of nice. It gave me major cozy vibes. I loved reading it. Like I said, Josh and Jules has my heart forever. But yeah, So I'm going to go ahead and say bye for now, guys. I hope you are having a great, wonderful afternoon, evening, day, night, 3 a.m., eating popcorn, eating pizza, doing whatever the heck you want to do. I hope you're having a great one, and if you're not, remember, things will be okay. So chin up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.